So I would say initially I never thought I would be a prosecutor until I got to law school and I had an opportunity to intern at a prosecutor's office, and I really got to see a lot of what the prosecutors do behind the scenes, and that's really helped people. And so after I graduated law school, I knew that I could really be a prosecutor because I always envisioned myself helping people. I knew I always wanted to help people, and I was always told as a kid that I debated well or I argued well. So that was my initial love for the law and wanting to be an attorney. So I always wanted to be an attorney, but my passion for wanting to be a prosecutor came a little later in life, and that was in law school. The best thing about being a prosecutor is being able to help people. Specifically, I work with child abuse cases. So for me, it is not only being able to help a child be in a safe environment, but it's also seeing a case come full circle and also being able to help the parents either get the treatment they need or get the services they need in place so that they can eventually reunify with the child if that is possible. So being able to see the case come full circle and helping not only the children but the family as a whole. Some of the difficult things about being a prosecutor is, unfortunately, you cannot help everyone. And no matter how much you put into a case, no matter how hard you work, no matter how many hours you put into a case, unfortunately, the result that you work for is not always the result you get. And so, unfortunately, not everybody can be reunified. Unfortunately, not every treatment works. So that is the most difficult thing about it. I would say the most impactful cases as a whole have been sexual abuse cases. Those are the cases for me personally that are the hardest to separate when I go home at night. They're the hardest to separate from case to case. The facts are hard. Reviewing the evidence is hard. And knowing that that is a trauma and an experience that that child will have to work through for the rest of their life is very difficult to manage once you've gotten into a case like that. So I would say overall, those are the cases that impact me. But of course I have a few cases that will stick with me probably forever. I have seen very positive cases that have impacted me as well, especially seeing families reunify, cases that you never thought that families would have an opportunity to reunify. The parents had a really rough start in the beginning, and you thought, well, we need to get family members together to see if there's anyone who's willing to take this child. Maybe even foster care may be the only option, but something clicks with the parent, whether it's mother or father, and somewhere along the case, whether it's 6 or 7 months in, they finally get it, and in the end, they are able to reunify. And I've had a few cases where the parents are just completely happy in the end that the caseworker, the court, the attorneys are really, behind them, and they gave everyone hugs and just really were fortunate that everyone, stood by them and, really helped them through their services and their treatments and their relapses, because that is also a part of the journey. So those have been the most impactful, is when you see a rough start, but they also have a really, really, really good finish at the end as well. I would say one of the biggest misconceptions that the public has of prosecutors is that we want to see people punished. We want to see the highest thing, the most negative thing, the highest punishment happen. And what we truly want to see is for whatever treatment or whatever service or whatever that needs to be done for this particular person, whatever help they need so that we don't see them again, that's really what we want to see happen. Whether it's a parent, whether it's a juvenile, whoever it is, we just really want to see them get the help they need so that we don't have to see them through the criminal justice system again or through the system again at all. And I think that's probably the biggest misconception, that we want to see something negative happen to them, but really we want to see a positive outcome.